How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Foggins Media Corner back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to the movie review, aka for our Soul review video for today. This time for this new episode for the series is going to be my review on the 2023 sci-fi action thriller, and that is 65. Now, this is written and directed by Scott Beck and Bryan, and you guys may know these are the two writers of my favorite horror film of 2018, known as A Quiet Place. And this film stars Adam Driver, in which he plays a pilot named Mills, in which he finds himself in a catastrophic crash on an unknown planet, but he soon discovers that he's stranded on Earth 65 million years ago. And now, with only one chance at a rescue, Mills, along with his only other survivor, which is this young girl, they must make a way across an unknown terrain riddled with dangerous prehistoric creatures. So that's pretty much the story of 65. Now, I was pretty interested seeing this film because this film did look pretty interesting from the whole concept as well as from the trailers and all that, and for what kind of film this is and all that, because basically what this whole film is about and what kind of film this is, it's basically a sci-fi action thriller starring Adam Driver, in which he plays a pilot that crash lands on Earth 65 million years ago, and he's trying to survive along with this young girl whom he finds, and they encounter a bunch of dinosaurs and all that, in which from all of that did sound pretty interesting as well as pretty cool at the same time. And there were a few other reasons why I was pretty interested in seeing this film, which one was because this is a new film starring Adam Driver, and for Adam Driver himself, he's definitely become one of my favorite new upcoming actors, in which he has definitely become a really great actor over the last few years, because he's really delivered some really damn good performances over the last few years, namely the sequel trilogy of Star Wars, Black Klansman, and Marriage Story, and amongst other things he has done over the last few years. And another reason why I was pretty interested in seeing this film was because this is from the writers of A Quiet Place, in which they actually directed this film. And I was pretty intrigued to see what they were going to do for this kind of film and all that. And I've never seen what they've done before as director, but I was pretty intrigued to see what they were going to do for this kind of film and all that. And this film came out last month around the globe, which was released back in March 10th. But I didn't see this film on opening day because I wanted to see something else, because there was another big release that came out the exact same day as this film was, which that was, of course, Scream 6, which I went to see that film first. But I decided to see this film the next day, in which I went to see this on the 11th of March of this year, and I went to see this on my job for free, and I actually saw this after I've done my shift and all that in the morning, and I still have my free ticket for the film, which I have right here. And I'd like to say to View Cinema, thank you so much for giving me a free ticket for this film. And after watching this whole film, unfortunately, I was not a fan of this film, unfortunately, because I found this film pretty much being a dull, messy movie here. Although this film did look like it had potential, like judging from the whole concept and the trailer and all that, but again, just after watching this whole film, I unfortunately was not a fan of this one. And this film definitely has a lot of issues with it. But I didn't hate everything about this film, but there was a little bit positive I can say for this film, which we'll get into them right away. For Adam Driver's performance here in this movie, I thought his performance in this movie was pretty decent for the most part, although I wouldn't say it's his best performance or anything like that since the sequel trilogy of Star Wars or any of his other roles he's done outside playing Kylo Ren in Star Wars, but he is still likable enough for the most part in this film. And as for the young girl in this film, I thought her performance wasn't too bad for the most part, although her chemistry between her and Adam Driver I felt wasn't that interesting, because I kind of found their chemistry in this film rather dull here in this film. And when it comes to the production sets of this film, I thought it was pretty cool and all that for a film like this, since this is basically a sci-fi film set on Earth, set in 65 million years ago and all that. And when it comes to the effects in this film, like the technical and practical effects in this film, for like the creatures and all that, they're not too bad. Although I wouldn't say they're as convincing like how Jurassic Park did, because for that film was so intelligent yet so incredible when it came to the visual effects for the dinosaurs in that film. Those are the things I did like in this film. The biggest issues I do have with this film is particularly its script and the story, because the script for this film I found it really messy here, and the story was felt really missed out of place and all that, because even though I like the whole concept and premise for this film, because it did sound pretty cool, it's just the way it's executed though for this film, because its all execution here in this film was unfortunately a big disappointment here, because from what this whole movie's about is basically Adam Driver crash lands on Earth, and he finds this girl he never knew, and he doesn't know, and they basically walk in the woods trying to survive, and then they encounter a creature and all that, like a dinosaur or whatever, and then 10 minutes later, and then after that they keep walking to the woods, and then 10 minutes later they encounter another creature and all that. That's what this whole movie's about and all that. And I just kind of found that really dull and really boring here in this film. And when it comes to the action in the film, there wasn't that much, and there wasn't that many in this film, which I found that very disappointing. And there wasn't even a single one I found really super memorable or anything like that, because I was just getting pretty much bored with this film, and I was getting pretty much bored with this film or anything like that. Even though, like I said, I didn't hate everything about this film because there was some stuff I did like in this film, particularly Adam Driver's performance and the production set in this film. But everything else that was surrounding this whole film was unfortunately a big mess here, and I just wish this could be a lot more better than all that. Even though, like I said, from what I saw from the trailer and for what kind of film this was, from the whole concept and premise for this film, it did have potential, but everything else that was surrounding this whole film was unfortunately a big missed opportunity and all of that. And this is definitely one of my least favorite films of this year. But I wouldn't say it's the absolute worst I've seen this year or anything like that. And I don't know how I'd recommend this film because in all honesty, I personally don't really recommend this film in the slightest and all of that. So that's pretty much all I have to say about 65, other than this was just overall a dull mess of a movie here. I'm going to give 65 1.5 out of 5. Like I said, I didn't hate everything about this film because there was a little bit of positivity I did have with this new flick here. But for everything else that was surrounding this whole film was unfortunately a big disappointment here. And it was just overall a dull mess of a movie here. And I just wish this could be a lot more better than all that. Because this film did have potential and all that from the trailers and everything like that. But after watching this whole film, this is definitely one of my least favorite films of this year. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching for my AK After I Saw review on 65. And let me know what you think of this movie if you have seen this already, or if you just recently checked out this film. Did you have a blast with this, or were you very disappointed with this? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Falcon's Media Corner signing off.